Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuits, and we are going to try to make a noodle bar, a futuristic noodle bar. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some little bowls, and to do that, we're going to get some tiny dabs of glue. And let those cool. Then I'm going to get a piece of game board for my base, because I feel like this base is probably going to be kind of bigger. I think about 2.5 inches. And I'm just assuming those are about an inch. I'm probably wrong. Okay. Set that off to the side. Then I'm going to cut this piece. We'll say, let's go for 4 inches on that. So 4 by about 2.5-ish. Something like that. Alright, so for the bar part, I was thinking I could use some of these because I have a lot of those, but then I started looking at it again and I was like, that seems like a bit much. Plus I don't know if these are still available. So instead, let's get some sprues and build us a bar. But before we build the bar, let's see if these little wheels will fit on these sprues. Yes, they will. Okay, so this is like a little baby carrot from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just playing with it right now. I don't have that all figured out. But anyways, let's get some sprues and make our benches. Let's wait. I don't want to make my benches yet. How are we going to get this on here? How are we going to make a good bar? Well, let's get some sprue pieces. Okay, that might not be tall enough. Let's get snip that flush. Oh, I just had an idea. All right, let's get a circle, something we can use to cut a circle out. I have a piece of a kid's drink thing here. This looks like it's what we want. Whoops. Okay. Cut that roughly in half. And we'll glue those two panels together to make it sturdy. Okay. Then we'll cut something like that in there. There we go. Something like this will work. So let's get a piece of sprue with a flat bottom. Set it over here. And then this will be like a rack Iraq, not Iraq. I never want to go back to Iraq. At least I can't think of a good reason why I'd want to. So I put glue on those, and I want to get a good height, about half a miniature tall, so just around half an inch. And we'll let that sit and cool for a moment. Let's get another little piece of sprue. Kind of get it underneath that table for some sturdiness. That's probably too tall. Nope, that is exactly not too tall. So to get that under there, I'm just going to get some glue on the top and bottom. Oops, like that. Okay. I'll get my tweezers. I'm going to scrape out that excess real quick. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to have to do our stools. So for our stools, I'm thinking we cut off a flat piece of that. Shove that in that hole. Nip that off flush. Get a dab of glue underneath there to hold it. Okay. And then cut those off to where they're about the right height. Double check our height. And get 4 stools positioned around it. Okay. This was Bookworm. I think it's Bookworm. This is Bookworm's idea. He said in a comment about this, and then of course me had to see if it could be done, or at least done convincingly, right? Had to know. Probably can't be done by me, but there is somebody out there who can do it. I don't know who that person is today. Maybe it's Bookworm. Maybe Bookworm is the secret weapon to making a noodle bar. Now this is not going to be just a noodle bar, I will warn you. He also mentioned rat on a stick. Sounds like he's been watching some movies. Huh. Or she, maybe it's a she, I don't know. Okay, there's my stools around my noodle bar. And then we need how they're cooking the noodles. And I didn't think about that. see if that can work. It looks like it can. I need a little bit bigger of a piece than that. Oh, Bookworm, I hope that you are happy with this. Is this everything that you hoped it would be? Okay. Now let's make our cooking station over here. And to do that, that's like a little prep area, if you're wondering. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We need to make like a little burner. So let me get a bead. Not a bead, a button. There we go. Button. Here's this little button there. There we go. Okay. All right, so what I want to do is make a thing there we go, right there. It kind of sits in there like that with a generic cooking thing on top of it where they make their noodles. There we go. And it wouldn't hurt to have some kind of little cover over that. So let's get another piece of this. We'll let that cool. Smooth that out a little bit. And then we'll mount this curved piece onto it to be like a cover over where they're cooking. Because they do spill chemicals and stuff from the upper city. They just dump their garbage right on the people that live in the undercity. Or Scrounge Town, as I'm calling it affectionately. And that'll cover that food up where they're prepping it. And then they have this little prep table over here. And we'll get this bead on there, or button I mean on there, to be like a bowl. Okay. Probably wouldn't hurt to have another bowl down there. Let me see what I can do with a bead. See if I can't snap a bead in half and make a decent looking bowl. It's not perfect, but I've seen worse. Now you're going to see me do something really dumb. I'm going to get my stupid little fingers on there and do that. Oh well. You don't have all day. Oh no. Stuck to me. Okay. Get that back. Try to regain that shape. Oh hell. And we want to get that kind of swirled around like that. And put a little bit in that too. Swirl it around. All right, now let's get our bowls for the individual tables, or the individual spots of the table. Okay, and to position those, let's get a poker. Flip them round side down, poke it into the flat part, and just barely grab it and then drag it to where we want it. Flat end up. We just want the tiniest little bite there. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. There we go. Okay. We want a little set of tweezers, or not tweezers, I'm sorry, chopsticks at each spot. I thought I chopped off a piece. I lost it. If I did, oh, there it is. Shit. Oops. Oh, you bad word, son of a gun. All right, let's try it again. There we go. Ha-ha! Nice. Remember that time Doom had a heart attack trying to put a chopstick down? Oh wait, this is that time. Oh, chopsticks are tiny. Let me get this glue up here. It's a little wetter and easier to get to. Okay, now I don't really want to do this, but I almost feel like I have to get a dab of glue on these to make them stay. There's some other places that could use a dab of glue. A little bit of glue goes a long way on this kind of stuff, making it kind of permanent. All right, we got some noodles here, and we'll get a sign up for those. And let's work on our rat on the stick. And we'll just take this little piece of leftover and make a rat on the stick bender. Real easy. I'm not sure how big that is. It's about that big. Why is that not doing what I want? Because that piece fell apart, that's why. Okay. Let's get a little tiny cutting board here for our rat on a stick bender. We need a little grill piece. Something like that. Let's get a little piece of this underneath it. And a little bit of glue there. Put our grill piece on it. Like that. That's where they're grilling their rats. Let's get a bar up the side to use for some signage. All right, let's get a rat on that grill. And to get that going, I'm simply getting this, twisting the end up. It'll be easier with a pair of needle noses for sure. There we go. I'm going to stick that in there like that. We'll let that cool. Let's get some toothpicks. Okay, let that hang, let it cool. And I put a little bit too much, it was too ambitious. Okay. We'll let that cool too. Where's my metal thing? There it is. Okay, so all right. Is this cooling? Okay. Okay. I'm going to hang that there. I'm going to slide that out some. I'm just get the tiniest little dab of glue. That is not the one. And drag that over and let that kind of cool, hanging straight down. And let's try to make another one of those. Maybe a little smarter this time and a little less ambitious. Okay. We'll let it cool. Okay, let's pull it down back onto the stick, just like that, and give it some texture, something like that. And we'll come around on this side here and add a little more meat to that. There we go. And we kind of need one more. And I feel like this was the easy way to do that, so we're going to do that again. No, never mind. It won't be the same. All right. We'll let that cool. And we'll make one more to hang on that post. Now, we'll come back and paint these, but all I'm going to be doing is painting them black, hitting them with a dash of brown, and, yeah, I don't know. Then we'll paint them up. Anyways, that's what we got. I'm going to make this and hang it from there. Let's get a little sign. That's too small. And this sign will say like rat sticks or something on it. Let's get a little super glue. to make sure everything stays where I want it. Let's make that ground look like beat up futuristic floor. Kind of match some of our other stuff too while we're at it. Okay, good. Alright, cool. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment, and all the happy crappy that keeps the algorithm most happy. The algorithm monsters. You know the ones I'm talking about. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, please do all that. And what else? And check out the website and the Discord. Hey, thanks for watching.